Hello there. Today I'm speaking to Anthony Miller, successful CEO and creative director of a agency that works with Fortune 100 companies. They do design, product engineering, and growth marketing. We talk about team leadership, talent retention, and remote first approach to entrepreneurship, to name but a few. Great conversation. Join us exactly now. So, Tony, how would you describe your company and what you do?
Yeah, so here at Miller Media 7, we're a experience design, product engineering, and growth marketing studio, typically working with like Fortune 1000 companies, I'd say. And then we also have like a few high growth startups that come through our doors each year as well. Um, Definitely vertical agnostic, but we do have a lot of really strong domain experience in fintech and healthcare right now. We just have a really strong portfolio in that end, but we have clients that are in manufacturing. We have clients that are in real estate. So we have a pretty broad portfolio, but a lot of work's come from healthcare and fintech, probably over the last like 5 years.
Cool. And you said you started the company in 2010.
Yeah.
How was your journey? How did you get started on your career? And
Yeah, I was
what
just
lead you to this role?
Yeah, so for me, I took a look at what the like creative agencies were doing in my own local town, and I didn't feel like anyone was really pushing the envelope in terms of innovation or campaigns that were really interesting to me. So I thought I could do a better job. So I kind of just went out on my own, not really knowing what to expect. And I think I'd mentioned earlier that gone through a few different teams that just weren't very productive, weren't really hitting the standards that I really wanted to hit for our clients. So hiring was a huge pain point early on, and finding the right team members, everyone coalesce and sort of like march towards that North Star for all of our clients. So yeah, I mean, like early on, it was super hard going through lots of ups and downs, volatility. But we found our stride probably after like 3 years, I'd say, after just kind of sort of hammering things home and getting the right processes and people in place to kind of grow the business.
What would you say your biggest challenge has been? Would it be the hiring process or some other things?
Yeah, hiring's always been hard. Dealing with, as an entrepreneur, you deal with a whole lot of problems as a founder. So finding outlets to talk to other founders has been really helpful for me that are going through similar experiences and can speak to those experiences. So having that outlet's been really helpful. You deal with a constant amount of rejection in this space. We pitch a lot of clients yearly here, so just having to have that kind of roll off your back and just keep your head down and keep moving forward is, it's really, that's the entrepreneur journey. So those have been trying lessons throughout the years as well.
Looking at what you do, looking at your website, I see you have an interesting mix of expertise. And from the work that you show on your website, you show that you are building MVPs and then you handle paid advertising campaigns. This is an interesting mix. How did you get to that?
Yeah, so we typically were working on products and websites and SaaS and platform digital products. And then we had someone approach us about 4 years ago who wanted to build a digital side of the business in here on our team. So I brought him on to sort of like as really a thought experiment to see like we do have clients that do ask for marketing every once in a while, but we're typically talking to chief technical officers or heads of product, or VPs of engineering. Sometimes a chief marketing officer every once in a while, but mostly more on the technical side. So this person who's now our VP of Media Services, he has a very deep understanding of marketing campaigns for all sorts of different clients. So we hired him about 4 years ago, and he's slowly but surely built that side of the business for us. So it was more like an experiment. Like he saw what our agency was doing, and he thought that he could add another sort of service offering, and I thought it was interesting. So I'd say the experiment's worked out so far.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that MVP part is the core of what you're doing, and advertising is kind of joined with this opportunity of added expertise.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like MVPs are like a core offering ours. It's one of our offerings. Most companies that we work with already have a product in place, so we're not really building MVPs. We're probably doing some sort of digital transformation or modernizing their platforms along. So that kind of goes hand in hand. Like you're building this new thing for these companies, building and designing these new digital products. And then the next leg of it is like, how do we remarket these products back to our customers? And it's kind of been a nice holistic approach where we'll come in and we'll do all the research on the design and implement design systems and so forth, and then get into engineering and delivering the product. But then we kind of will be able to toss it off to our marketing team here and launch proficient campaigns in the B2B space to garner new customers.
Mm-hmm. Within the developer sphere, MVPs have this like feel of product that is not done, product that is not worth the production stage. But in my philosophy, I'm looking at MVP as the biggest part of the job done, because sometimes people lack the MVP more than they lack the product. They already have the product, but it is a raw thing from, yes, it works on the back end. It looks great. It's a spreadsheet that has some super nice automation,
Right.
majestic. But to package it into a solution that people are gonna buy, they want to spend money there, and even when we talk about software as a service, they are willing to stick with this product for some while. This is what we want to see from the MVP product. What are your thoughts about that?
I think MVP products are a good testing ground for your customers to see if these are offerings that they're looking for. So I kind of use it as a research component with your stakeholders, which can be customers, can be people selling the product as well. So it's a good testing ground to understand if it's actually solving the problem that the customers want. Prototyping as well would probably be even a better use of that time as opposed to actually building MVP. So it's a good research study, and it's obviously it's only going to get you one leg of the race there. So not sure if that answers your question, but like we kind of use it more on a research end. Obviously, we have gleaned some sort of data and signals from customers and stakeholders that they want these sorts of things in the MVP, but it's just a good testing ground to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm. All right. You don't share my sentimentality about the value for MVPs more than the next stages.
Yeah.
All right. Your website says that you are a CEO, creative director, a particle beam splitter, and a dragon hunter.
Yes.
Of course, my question would be, what kind of particle beam splitter are you? I researched this topic. I got into ChatGPT.
Oh, did you really?
It said that yes, there are three types of particle beam splitters. There are optical, electron, and neutron beam splitters. What kind are you?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually any of those kinds of particle beam splitters, but I'm more of a. I just thought it was a catchy slogan, actually. So I don't actually have any sort of scientific background to say, okay, I'm a neuron particle beam splitter, an electron one, but it was just sort of a funny thing that took hold here in the business. So I decided to put it up in profile. So sorry, I can't have any like really more deeper signals on those monikers.
I thought you would say something about the speed, because you deal with those kind of processes where you accelerate stuff. I'm like, does this company have many startups that they like swing into some investor money and stuff like that?
We have done that. We've certainly done that. I do mentor and consult with a number of different VC firms in the States here, and we have done accelerated sort of like we've accelerated lots of new founding startups into that sphere, helping them get funded, and then continuing their journey with us to deliver product faster. And I think that's like one of the problems here we solve. In the VC space is that we can go to VC companies, and we have in the past worked with them to accelerate their company's trajectory in creating value on the product and marketing side. So we have done that. We've done that well. It's yielded safer returns for VC. It's less volatile for some of these VCs when they have deployed capital into XYZ companies, that we can come in and de-risk sort of their investment there. So we have done that for sure. And I think that like our team being so quick to deliver on the design and software side, that we're able to sort of make those marketplace a lot faster than you would if a founder has to hire a complete product team or a complete marketing team in 18 months and get to some sort of higher valuation before they raise again. So yeah, I mean, we've certainly accelerated that for a number of companies.
What would you say your rules of success with people are? Because you have a big team, and you have like a superstar team. On the website, there are 17 people, all with like very respectful resumes and titles. How did you manage to collect them and keep them together?
So we hire a lot of people on our team are like, they're also like consultants. So they know, they've been here, they've done this before, they've seen what it takes to build and deliver product and deliver impactful marketing campaigns. So I've always kind of erred on the side of, we're going to hire people who are maybe ex-entrepreneurs who are maybe have done an exit before with a previous company that they owned, and then also hiring people that are seasoned, that have at least 10 years experience or more. I've struggled to create sort of like the junior and like entry level layers into the company, because I just don't know. I kind of feel like it's that would be like a fatalistic sort of like experiment, because I feel like those sorts of layers are would not like help us accelerate our clients quicker enough. It might even slow us down. So I've typically stayed away from like the layered case of putting, assistant account executives or, just like creating more bloat within the company that is unnecessary to deliver high value for our clients. So, hired people that can aid as consultants on the software engineering and marketing side, who are domain experts, practitioners in their space, have done this before, seen, have battle scars, have been through this many times, know what to expect, know what it takes to create a lot of value for clients. So those are kind of like the tenets that I looked for when sort of building teams. It's like, can you be a consultant? Can you be a practitioner? Can you do you have the experience, and can you move campaigns forward quicker, product marketing or otherwise? So those are the sorts of characteristics that I look for here on our team.
I think this is first an innovative strategy. Second,
Oh, nice.
I can imagine how much more prepared you were as a company for changes
Yeah,
and difficulties that got us with the pandemic first, and then with ChatGPT.
yeah,
Because what would have been painful is if you have a huge company with a lot of juniors who you can replace with a ChatGPT automation tomorrow,
sure.
but you have this whole infrastructure to manage
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, our teams are typically small. We'll typically deploy like a pod structure for clients where you'll get a team. Our teams will be like anywhere between 3 to 5 people, and those have simply worked. And then we can kind of spin up other pods within the client organization. They're focused on different things. So, those, you know, sort of like power of 3 to 5 has really worked for us really well.
How do you find the clients? Because your profile, you need a big clients or
Yeah,
high growth startups.
yeah.
Do you hunt for them or do they come to you? How that
I'd
happens?
say a little of both. We're always out hunting because we want to keep the pipeline full. We want, companies that maybe we pitched even sometimes 6 to 8 months ago, who come back to us and say, "Hey, we weren't ready then, but we're ready now." So we try to keep our pipeline full. We get a lot of referrals from past clients. We have clients that worked for big companies that move and go to another big company, and then we'll come in and work for them there as well. So that's worked out as well. So lots of referral, lots of land and expand too. Like if we are delivering, if we're working for a large Fortune 500 company and we're just working with this one business unit and we're excelling and we're doing a really good job for them, they're gonna want to make introductions to other sort of business units within the company. We're already through a lot of the bureaucratic onboarding. We're a trusted sort of partner to this Fortune 500 company. It's easier for us to work with other divisions of that company because of that. So sort of three-pronged approach. We do a lot of conferences too. I wouldn't say we sponsor a lot of conferences, but we do go to at least a dozen conferences a year. So that's kind of our go-to market approach. We also have a lead generation company that we've been working with for the last 3 months that we implemented. We're going to give them 6 months to see if they can deliver some value, but they're doing a bunch of different messaging for us, sort of outreach campaigns, and a little advertising. So we, in terms of getting clients, I wouldn't say we have a go-to-market strategy that is 100% working, but we're always trying new things to sort of iterate on that and tinker and get better at. So we do have a few things that we do kind of repeatedly that we can say, okay, I can pull this lever and I could expect possibly more clients because of the relationships that we built over the years as well. So, but I wouldn't say we have a standardized approach. We have more of like agile approach where we have a few things that we know that we work, and we want to try to like experiment with a few others as well. So, I mean, it's hard. It's like constant, right? You're always sort of feeding the agency and trying to, um, bring on new clients always. So, I mean, we have a really good core stack of clients, probably like 15 that we work with, maybe even more, 15 or 25. But we're always trying to like focus on growth is a big thing for us. So
How did you choose this agency life? Because this was quite a late choice for me. I worked for
okay,
startups, and then
yeah.
I knew where I am going. What did set you on this course?
I mean, for me, I just knew that I wanted to be my own boss. And I thought that, I think that I can really lead really good, impactful teams. I know what teams, win the day. So, what sort of personalities we need, what sort of culture I need to build, what sort of like skill levels I need within a team. Um, I think, being your boss gives you an added sort of like layer of freedom. And that's something that was really interesting to me. It allowed me to learn about vast amounts of different industries. And I'm always, I can get bored pretty easily. So, like, having that access to a bunch of different clients and assorted verticals to learn new business value was something that I really wanted to explore as well. And then I saw, we're a remote first company, and we were designed that way. Like, I wanted to be remote first for people that have more domain over their time and be able to be flexible with their own lives and not feel like they had to commute and waste time commuting, because I know that can kind of be a drain on resources and a drain on just like performance as well. And I wanted to be able to get the best talent from different areas. So we're all pretty much United States. We have one person out of Switzerland, but yeah, we're all U.S. based, and I wanted to be able to reach like the, you want to be able to get the best teammates. So I thought a remote first sort of approach worked for that as well.
I'm happy to hear that you have this like life balance piece built into your organization. And what do you personally do for your personal development? Where are your interests apart from work?
Yeah, I mean, I work out a lot. Like, health is a big proponent to like me being able to be like a centered, like, engaged individual. So I do a lot of gym work. I have a few, like I do about 3 sessions of boxing a week as well. That's been really fun for me just to learn a new skill. It's really high intensity. Spending time with my family. I have 2 young children that are 8 and 3. So doing stuff with them has been really great. And I just want to miss out on um, that childhood sort of like tranche of my children's lives. So I wanted to be there for them. That was another reason I started remote first. I mean, obviously in 2010 I didn't have children then, but it was a sort of like planned choice that I could be there for my kids if they needed to get picked up early, or they wanted to, go to a park or go for a hike or do some sort of sport or something like that, that I would be available to do that if I didn't have anything on my calendar for those times. So, yeah, not sure if that answers your question, but yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great that you're keeping active and you have the time to be there for your family.
Yeah.
I think that this is what success sounds like. Actually,
Yeah. Thank you.
what are you most excited about for the next year, both professionally and personally?
I mean, professionally, I'm really interested to see where AI goes and how we can start implementing it more with our clients. I think um, a lot of problems with AI, especially for enterprise, is the data problem that we face. What data is being exposed? How can we build, uh, niche AI or general AI? Those are questions that are always being poised in meetings. How can the data be kept under wraps and not exposed to outside APIs or anything like that? So, um, seeing how AI grows will be an interesting use case professionally. I think for next year, how we like to implement it within our own teams. We're always sort of like testing out new ways to implement it to create parity across our teams, and create some sort of standardization. But that seems to be changing awfully quickly as well. So it's a constant discussion around here. Uh, and then, like personally, actually more professionally, like we're looking to grow quite consistently. Next year, I'm going to make a few like really key hires. I think that will accelerate our growth. And we have a bunch of like I'm in a few different technology leadership like private networking groups that have a lot of interesting folks in there, like people that are in VC, people that are early stage startups, people that are working for enterprise, from CTOs to heads of product to VPs of engineering to marketing folks. So I'm interested to meet a lot more of them. I just started one in April, and then I started another one in May. So I'm looking to explore how those develop over the next year. Probably do a lot more travel next year. Um, get out to the West Coast a little bit more.
Where do you want to travel?
What's that?
Where do you want to travel?
Specifically
Internationally or
California, probably the Bay Area.
California?
Yeah, maybe Seattle too.
Okay. And you're based at?
So I'm in New York. I'm actually in upstate New York in a small college town called Ithaca, where Cornell is. And then me and my wife's folks are about an hour and a half north of us. So, and then we have clients in New York City as well. So we get down there probably once a quarter or so. Something.
Cool. I think you are the healthiest person that I talk to. You have sport activity, that you have networking, that
Yeah.
you like consciously go into to talk to the new people. You highlight how it is important for you to have novelty in your work
Yeah.
and develop with the new technologies, like generative AIs, but you, in spite of you being cautious about how the data works within those systems, you still accept the challenge and kind of try it onto your business, seeing
Yeah.
if it fits, if it
Yep.
doesn't.
Yeah, we can be a use case first for other agencies or other even our clients. So we tend to like do a lot of new emerging technology experimentation here, to see how it works for us, and it just creates a good conversation starter when we're talking to our clients as well.
Mm-hmm. If you had the chance to give one advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Be more patient. there are often times in the earliest where I was just like, things aren't going fast enough, things aren't accelerating fast enough, whatever it may be, and I get really upset about that, and um, it was probably not great for my mental health. So, be patient, trust the process, be open minded, all those sorts of things. There's this old like comic that I've always seen. It's like the guy digging for diamonds, and he's in a tunnel and he's picking away, and then below it there's another guy. Like the first guy, he gives up, and then below it there's another guy who's still going, and he eventually gets the jewels, the diamonds. So it's like, don't give up. Perseverance is like number one for entrepreneurship. Like if you can't persevere through the tough times, and then repeatedly persevere, it's not like there's one terrible thing and then everything's roses for the rest of your career. It's like, how do you deal with the problems and persevere through them? Those are like huge life lessons for entrepreneurship. So I would keep beating that drum to my younger self.
Definitely. You know how it is super popular in today's media to say entrepreneurship is this thing. It's a sprint where there is a like huge payoff just around the corner, and you sprint to this payoff, and then you have everything set.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the journey and the how can you combat the challenges again and again and again.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think it has been a very wholesome discussion. So I want you to thank you for joining me and sharing your agency path. Yeah, because it's.
Thanks, Alex.
I understand that it's not only what you do, but the team that you build and how you collaborate on this path together. Great time.
Yeah, it was great to meet you.